Sasquatch and Holler. Please like and subscribe.
And hit that bell.
Hey, what's up? Doing a little testing. You can tell me and Heather's been, we've been working our butts off. She's in there on the couch mad at me, probably. She's sweating. Went birthday present from my mom. Thank you, Mom. I wasn't going to do anything. Hey, Brian, Chad. Everybody's showing. Hey, Katie G. I got some more things coming. I thought, well, while I'm on this break, maybe upgrade a little bit. I didn't spend a ton of money. What we did, I got my 8-foot table and put back here, and we got put the cover in the Squatch and Holler cover. You can't see it, but thank you, Katie. Yeah, I was gonna get on here and thank everybody for that when people come on. But hey, River, you started something yesterday. It was my birthday in Australia, and when you put that on Facebook, everybody started. But I appreciate it. There's not really any Bigfoot talk today. I still haven't got in touch with the local guy. He's probably mad at me. I had surprises yesterday, and then today I had to go do some things. But yeah, so I'm gonna have. I've got some neon signs coming. I've got I think a Bigfoot crossing morning. I got an alien, got live on air, stuff like that, and I'll change it up some. But I was trying to get. I got on YouTube and I try to get the lighting. I still have some glare. I see. I don't know which one I need to scoot over. Yeah. But yeah, and another thing, I'm testing the StreamYard. I signed back in. I thought I deleted it. I signed back in and everything was like I left it. But anybody wanna? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know the background. When I bring somebody else, hold on a second. Let me try some of these new little things here. No, it didn't change anything. And maybe with just two when there's two people. Okay. The free StreamYard. You can't get rid of the duck. I don't know why it's not on here unless. I don't know. I have no idea, y'all. But how have y'all been? Thanks, dog. Appreciate it. Hold on a second. Let me try something. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Copy. And I don't see it. Does it sound good? Hey, Robert. Just trying out some new lighting and stuff. So Let me see here. I see everybody else doing this. Let's see how this works. Will that work? Dog, you want to jump on here and tell some of your stories? I forgot your real name. Hey, good. Um, Without making people mad, I really like the Lions. I like watching them. They're a good football team. And good luck. Anybody want to click that link and see if it works? Hey, Blaylock, click that link. Chad, dog, any of y'all that's not plumb naked. Anybody that wants to can try it if you want to. I've never put a link in the chat. River. Hold on a second. Let me move this a little bit. I don't know if it's going to change anything or not. Here's what here's what I'm testing. Hey Jeffrey, this is what I'm testing. So the light that my buddy gave me. Oh, y'all get a ink pen or a pencil, okay? And he hasn't done an episode in a while, but I'm gonna type something in. Some of y'all bourbon drinkers, uh, you can go to his page, subscribe, and go through. He's reviewed a lot of stuff. Well, what we used to do, we have meetings, and the way we would do it, say if I brought this right here, I would hide it, put it in a baggie, and I would pour it for people, and uh, we would review it blind. It ain't working. Okay, I don't know how to do it. Um, so I've said this before, but for those of you that are new, there's quite a bit of you. Um, it's called Bourbon Blind. It's the YouTube page, and if you want, y'all, I don't drink all the time, but he asked me if I would do a few episodes with him a few years ago, and we got over there, and I was testing some really good stuff, and then we started filming, and heck, I didn't drink too much, so uh, you can look up my name and Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, and it may pop up, but it's let me type it. Hold on, it's simple. I don't know the exact. Let me see let me see what see what his actual link is. So that's what it is. It's at Bourbon Blind, and you can go through. I was there only in a few episodes, but we had meetings every month. And if y'all want to check out that, there's a lot of good info, like stuff you want to try, prices, what's not worth it, what's value for the money and all that stuff. So Kyle, he's my buddy. He lives close to Jack Daniels, but you'll see early on his studio he did out of his kitchen, him and his wife Erin, and they ended up with an awesome studio. So all right, let me see here. Let me try something. I can't get to. Hey Patrick, we just BSing today. My birthday. Let's see here. Let me try something here. try see if I can do it with my phone, and then I know this is not very professional, but let's see. But we're not professional anyway, so I guess that's right on. Hey y'all, I'm live. Um, no, that won't work. KDG. Let's see here. Maybe I okay. I think I know what I got to do. Bear with me, y'all. All y'all that know us know what we're doing here. People that watch later are like, what the hell is going on? Um, let's see. See if I can get this. I'm about to log in. You forgot who I was on the phone, y'all. Hold on. Check your email. That ain't right. Well, what about if we check the correct email? How about that? Got too many emails. I'm so dumb, y'all. Okay, let's try that. Ah, golly, y'all. I'm trying to. I hate it when you mess up. You get almost there. Y'all remember dialing the old rotary phones? You get to the last digit, mess up, and you have to start over. that's that's what this feels like right here. Okay, maybe I didn't mess that up. All right, let's try something. See if this works. All right, now, thanks, Erica. It was a good day. It's still a good day. Well, there's 19 people in here watching me play on my phone. I just sent a couple links out. We're gonna try that. We'll see what it looks like. David and Chad got one. Then anybody else that wants to, uh, let me know. So far, so good. I don't know. Maybe because I got I guess relogged in. Maybe everything's working pretty smooth. Sound good, y'all. I hope. I don't know what the delay is or whatever, but um, let's see. Testing this light over here. Now I'm stood that up. It'll probably fall over. That's a little too much. We'll see how this one does. This is the big one. Oh, oh no. I'm sorry, Katie. Thank you, Poncho. Sound is spot on. Okay, y'all. Let me. Can't help to look. It's exactly right. I can put makeup on. So if the sound is good, I mean, I've been thinking about. Thank you. My mom got this for my birthday, which she got some other stuff. I should have brought some things in here. My son got me a little Glencairn, little small glass for sipping on whiskey. I know that Katie. I actually did that years ago, a long time ago. And what happened? I didn't know it. I did MRI and stuff. I bruised my tailbone, and it slowly started swelling, and I lost feeling in my leg for a little bit. I know you're hurting. Yeah, there's. I like some of the other TV shows he's done too, and he's currently doing. I don't see anybody. Uh oh. Uh oh. There's the bearded egg. What was you doing? I catch you picking your nose. How you doing?
Hold on, I think someone's playing in the background. Hold on. What in the hell?
What'd you do?
Something's going on back here. Hold on.
Okay. Bearded
What
egg.
the hell? What the? Wait a minute.
That's the worst time to be doing
What the
that.
hell?
Everything looks good here.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to get back here.
Yeah, everything looks good here.
Where did I go?
I don't. You're showing here.
Oh boy. How in the world? Well, I don't even know what I just did.
You stayed here the whole time. David, it didn't work. Hold on.
Wait a minute. I don't even know how I'm here right now
I don't know how you're here.
because I can't even see anybody. Oh,
you
I'm gonna shut the computer down.
You talking about the chat? David, I'm fixing to send it to you again. Or I'm about to.
What the world?
Jeffrey, you look fine and sound fine on this end.
I don't know what I can't even. Oh, Lord.
Okay, David's gonna try his computer.
I'm gonna try to restart here.
Okay. There's Wendell. BFPD, y'all. Is Heather in here? I didn't even see her. She may be seeing yeah, y'all, she helped me oh, okay. Heather says I see both of you. And I have the whole time. Where are y'all located? Poncho, I'm in southern middle Tennessee, and Bearded Egg is in Canada. No, kidding. I'm joking. He's way up yonder though. Tell him where you're from.
What the hell?
Can you not see yours? Oh, he left again. There's I know who that is.
What do you mean you don't know who this is?
No, Jeffrey's he's been in here and he's been fine. The video and audio has been fine, but I don't guess he can see himself.
Hey, Raj.
Hey, what's up? He's been in here and he's been fine. Oh, you got something on? Video and audio has been fine, but I don't guess he can see himself. Am I? Hey, what's up? Gmail. I don't have your Gmail.
Yeah, I got it turned off now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to hear my own voice now. It makes me.
We're on a delay.
Gmail. I don't have your Gmail. What's on?
Yeah, I got it turned off now.
Okay. Is it on TV? Yeah, I don't want to hear my own voice now. It makes me.
We're on a delay.
What's on?
You?
TV?
No, that was you.
Is it on the TV or something? Or does it sound like that coming through your phone?
You? No, that was you.
Is it on the TV or something? Yes, delayed. Or does it sound like that coming through your phone? Chad?
It was you coming through my phone.
Oh no, really?
Delayed.
Golly. So I spoke too soon, didn't I? About it doing good. Oh no, really? See, that's like 30 seconds. I spoke too soon, didn't I? About it. Go. Can you go out and come back in? There you go. Wow. Did y'all hear that delay? It sounds fine to you, Heather? To me, it was delayed. I could hear it coming through like 30 seconds later. What in the world? I don't know what it is. Touch up. I'm gonna put some video makeup on y'all. Watch. Did that help any? Yeah. Oh, I can do virtual background. So, okay. Uh-oh. Honey heard one of the cats under the house. So what's everybody doing tonight? How do you like the all right, be honest. How do you like the new backgrounds when I'm not finished with it? So I got some cool stuff coming. My my pyramid's not showing up the colors that it actually is. It's pretty cool. Can everybody hear me? That it's weird. Maybe it's because I sent it through my phone. I don't know. Let's see. I have mine turned down, so it's not that one. I know, right? Um, yeah. Well, I put the black up here. All right, Chad's back. Let's see what. I still can. Yeah. Well, I still can hear it coming through. Chad's back. Let's see what. See.
Is this any better?
No, it's a big delay. Yeah. Well, I still can hear it. And that's coming through. Do you have some speakers somewhere that's coming through?
I have. Oh.
And that's coming through. Do you have some speakers somewhere that's coming through?
I have. Oh.
Yeah, it's like reverb and a big delay. That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah. What'd you do?
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it.
You turned the TV down, didn't you?
I did. Thank you.
I think the lighting. I watched a YouTube channel on lighting.
Yeah.
And I think it helped a little bit. Because I like the way people have the foreground lit up and it kind of dark in the back. This light here may be too big. We'll test that out.
Roger, this is way better than what you had before.
You like it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Heather, me and Heather's been in here bumping around and sweating and, actually working, not, birthday stuff, but but we went and got a few little things you can see here. I noticed since I hadn't been doing anything, the flag was drooping and all that. And then I've been watching other podcasts. Oh man, they look so clean, and I just wanted to try something different. I've got a Bigfoot crossing neon that I'll probably put over here. I've got a alien like it's peeking through a brick wall coming through, and I've got a live on air or something like that.
Cool.
And I'm thinking I've got about 6 of them coming, and maybe more. And what I may do is switch them out every couple episodes. Change it up a little bit.
But
But
you sound great. Your picture's great.
thank you, sir.
You're not breaking up or anything, so that's awesome.
Cool. That's been the problem. Here's what I think. Dave. Crap. I looked
Okay.
down. I saw David's name right here.
It's all right.
He said, but yeah, I think when I like deleted everything, it's not that I didn't really delete it, but I closed it all out. And then when I got back in it earlier, everything seemed to be a whole lot smoother, a whole lot, so maybe there was some build up. I'm not a computer guy, but maybe there were some things I didn't clean out. Maybe, I don't know.
No. I'm not a computer guy either, so I can't help you out there, but
I feel like
everything's great.
That's probably why Die Hard, why John McClane, we kind of he was a non he hated technology,
Yeah.
and I actually love the one where they started doing the fire sale and they're shutting down the red lights, and from there, and it kind of proved his point. That's why he didn't like technology. But what y'all been up to? Y'all, how many podcasts have you been on? Really?
Podcasts.
All of them?
2, but on one, numerous.
Yeah.
Old Line I've been on, I think Eric and I have been on 3 or 4 times now.
That is cool.
Night Owls and then Woodwalkers.
So Jeff says, send me a link. I'll try it through my phone. Okay. Y'all be patient. I do a lot of testing, as y'all can tell. But I think this time, let me look him up here. Because if you look at some of the stuff when I first started, I did this corner of it's here, still here. All my signs and everything's still here. It was pretty cool. And then, I got kind of tired of that. And then actually was probably better than what I had behind me here. And then I tried some of the sound dampening, because see, right on the other side of this wall is our big screen. It's right on the wall.
Okay.
So, but this mic here is a noise canceling, echo canceling. So I don't think anybody's ever heard my TV.
No, I've never heard it.
Okay, so, and if y'all went back and watched some of the early ones, technical difficulties, and
Roger, after we met you, we went home and watched everything, brother.
oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
I told Spencer, because Greg, y'all talked to Greg, and I told Spencer, I said, yeah, we met this nice couple, and I told him, I don't know if I told him I might have told him on their show. You might have seen it. And at that point, I couldn't remember y'all's names, because that's just the way I am. That's not anything to do with anybody.
No, I'm with you, brother. I'm with
you. I could have bumped into you 10 years later down the road in Arizona and said, "Hey, Crypticon in McMinnville." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't. I don't even know my name.
That's about the same as I am.
Yeah. Heather's gonna turn up the TV now so y'all can hear the TV. No, so she can hear it. But I told Spencer, I said, yeah, they're really nice, and asking a bunch of questions. And I said, me and Greg talked their ears off. And then I told him, I said, yeah, y'all can check out my channel. And if you don't like it, check out Woodwalkers. And he's like, well, if they don't like yours, they're not going to like ours. I said, well, you never know.
You guys, yeah, I mean, we love them all. I mean, it's, everybody's different. The shows are all different, and that's why we love them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the reason they're different is because we sit around and see, like, here's what's going to happen with this one. There's going to be people that's never seen it before. They're going to watch it first. They're not going to last the first 15 minutes. And they're going to be like, what the crap's going on? But for the people that know, we could BS for 30 minutes, and then somebody comes out with something, like, whoa, it's and it carries you down the path of a discussion. I had a discussion today with my mom, and I know she doesn't watch all of these. She watches some every now and then, but she was not really asking. I think she asked me, "Have I ever had this happen?" So she has a eye cover, and or the whatever. So and
Yeah.
reason she had it. Now I hear back feedback from his.
Oh Lord!
Have you got speaker on somewhere?
Now,
Come on, Yarrington.
Check going through that big courtyard. But yeah, that's some bad feedback.
hold on.
Okay. Look, is it going to feedback? Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can turn his off. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna mute him. All right. So basically, what she was saying, hey, you ever had this happen? When I'm trying to go to sleep, if I don't put that on, there's a black figure peeks around the doorway.
What?
And she said, and if that ever happens, I can't sleep. But if I put that on, then I never see it. I can sleep. I said, yeah, Mama, but is it still there? Hold on. I'm trying to unmute you. All right. Yeah, man.
Trying to link my Bluetooth though.
My voice is coming through. Have you got crap?
I'm trying to get it hooked. Hold on.
Okay.
Roger, I was watching you through my TV with the sound off on my phone. But when I put the sound on my phone and turned the TV off, everything worked great.
Yeah. I do it sometimes. I'll be like with woodwalkers or whatever, and I'll have this on through, I'm chatting with everybody, and I do the same thing. Hold on. But we had a discussion. Me and my mom Heather was there with us, and I said, "Mom, I'm gonna tell you something." I said, "I know you don't like talking about it a lot. We've been to several haunted places, and she doesn't like. I don't like it either. It just happens sometimes. So, I said, there's some things that we've been asking each other and finding commonalities. And I said, do you have M? Now I don't know. This don't mean much anything. I said, do you have M's on your palms? She said, I don't know. Is that she had them, but the one thing she has in common with a lot of people that we talk to that have a lot of strange things happening to them, her and my dad and two other people got struck hard by lightning one time.
That's crazy to me. The amount of people that I've met the past year that have been struck by lightning is fascinating.
Yes. And so does that open up some more neuron pathways?
You and I talked about this before, I believe. The struck by lightning and the near death experiences, which being struck by lightning would probably be near death.
Yeah.
But I think that does. I think that opens up something. It has to.
Well, without getting into hard numbers, we all know we use, some of us more than others, use a very small part of our brains. And there's a movie, y'all, in chat. Chad's probably seen it. Is it Lucy? Where
Lucy, yeah.
Oh my God, y'all!
With can't remember the name. Yes, Morgan Freeman's in it. Yep.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, that's her.
And basically, they use her as a mule, right, to carry some drugs.
Yep, and the drugs break open in her system.
And y'all, she uses a small percentage more each time. And I'm not going to ruin it for y'all, but if y'all watch these type shows, you need to watch Lucy. Let's bring Juicy in.
I think I fixed it.
You did. Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. Heck yeah. But Jeff, I watch a lot of y'all shows and shows your own stuff. Have you ever been struck by lightning?
No, but I almost drowned.
I did too. I forgot about that. Holy crap.
I've been in plenty of buildings that have been hit by lightning.
Yeah, me too. And y'all heard me tell the story about. There's been a couple of times in my life where I've reacted right before the lightning struck because my hair stood up all over my body. And actually, they taught us that in hunter safety course to get down as low as you can when that happens.
Yeah.
But there were some guys at the auto parts store thought I was psychic or something. But me and the guys holding the door looking at this storm, and there's a transformer at the small building up to the left. And we're standing there, and all of a sudden, all the hair on my arms at first started standing up. And then I felt it, and I went, oh, I grabbed him. I grabbed him away from the door. I said, get back. And boom, it struck. And they're like, how did you know that was about, there's the boss.
She's lurking in the shadows.
So, golly, y'all, is it, one of the movies, because if you go back and watch movies, they kind of go along with some of this.
Absolutely.
And what's the one where they got off the plane before it blew up? Final Destination?
Final Destination.
Yeah.
Those movies, that type of movie right there scares the crap out of me. Because
every time I see a semi with logs on it, I don't want to be behind it.
Well,
I'm always watching that one log that's improperly strapped, and I'm like,
there's nothing touching it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it's like one giant log, and it's like rolling from one corner to the other.
Yeah. or the truck is swaying just a little bit, still top heavy. Yeah. And y'all, I don't know. I mean, it's funny that we all have gotten together to talk about this stuff, and we BS most of the time. But we lost them. Nope, they're back. Did y'all have lightning? Chad, you can hear us? Y'all getting any sound? Jeff, you got sound?
I still got sound.
You got sound?
Yeah.
Chad, y'all got sound? He muted it. You there? I don't know. It blacked out. Hey, leave and come back and see if that'll help. Because it blacked out just for a second. They're like, I don't know.
You guys supposed to get any snow, Roger?
Us? No. We were supposed to like around the 12th, 10th or 12th or so, but I think they've
supposedly tomorrow morning we're supposed to get like some things saying 3 to 5, some saying 6 to 9, some things saying 6 to 12. I don't know.
Wow. But you know what? The cows still have to be milked, don't they?
Yeah. You know what I've noticed, every time they say something like that, it usually ends up being like 2 inches, and they've closed everything down for nothing.
Well, dog here's not too far from me south. He said he's supposed to get it tomorrow, so they could have changed it since I saw it last. But y'all know I
actually talked to Dog the other day.
Hey, he's got some stories, don't he?
Yes, he does.
Wow. I need to get him on here.
Yeah.
But y'all know that I haven't had I really ain't wanted to because of the pain, but I know I gotta go February 11th so they can schedule they're back. Now, here's what happened on my end. Y'all blacked out for a second and then came
I've done
back.
that before.
So
yeah.
We don't want to. I've got some low stories, not many, but I think mine involved tequila.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually how tequila works.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't. I mean, if our cars ran on tequila, I'd walk in. I don't smell it at all. It just,
I knew a Mexican one time that I asked him if he ever, drank a lot, and he said, "Well, the last time I drank tequila, I sleep in tree." Well,
Well, yeah, that's not
we
comfortable.
we ended up having some cervezas that night in that fighting ball, and I think after his woman got a hold of him, he probably wished he'd slept in a tree that night. But
Man, I sip on stuff, and
yeah,
I'll have something at the house or whatever, and I may go a while, and I remember growing up, and we had a small little community, and we had an Otis. It wasn't his name, but they called him Poochie. It was Poochie, and Poochie was a good guy, but we never saw him uh, sober at all. And then when we'd go home and come back, like for the weekend, my mom and dad had that little country store. Well, I wouldn't be there around there on the weekend a lot of times, and to come back after the weekend, and you'd see Poochie, and he have a bunch of scars on his face, and not just scabs and
oh,
stuff where he fell and whatever. And the I'll
he
go ahead
didn't
and
fall
tell
on a
her,
railroad track, did he?
no, there wasn't any close though. But we should I tell this? Not too bad. I just turned 54, so if my mama comes and gets me, then y'all been nice enough. Yeah, old Poochie would hide it. He wouldn't drink all his beer or whiskey, and he would hide it. And well, in the
He
wintertime,
just stash it random places around town.
bushes and stuff. Well, in the wintertime, he would hide it at night, and we'd get up early and go look, and you see the bottle shining in the hedges or whatever. Now I never drank any because a lot of times,
Whatever.
well, a lot of times if it
So
was
you were stealing the town drunk's liquor?
no, there's a difference. There's a difference in stealing and in just taking it.
What?
No, you think nothing. You make excuses, but no, we would give it away. Actually, it was more fun to watch the older guys get drunk off of it.
Roger, was it you or was it Greg talking about stealing the vodka out of their friend's dad's bottle?
It wasn't me.
It might have been Greg. I can't remember.
I used to do that with my dad. So everything clear was water. Took the vodka, the triple sec, all this other, everything clear. My friends and I drank, and then we filled the bottles up with water.
Yep, and they had to know. I mean,
somebody told me about that recently. I can't remember. It was somebody in this bunch. I can't remember who it was.
I had it happen back to me. I had a stepdaughter that was 14 and 15, and my old Charter 10. That's all I needed. I loved old Charter 10. When they still made it, and I kept the bottle. And sometimes I wouldn't drink anything for a year, and then you know what? I'll think. Well, it sat on top of the refrigerator, and my kids never bothered anything. They were younger.
Good.
And one day I walked by, and I'm like, that's a little weak looking. The color was off. And I smelled it, and I'm like, so I started like, Andy, get in here. Because she's the only one that reach up there, I'm like, y'all, don't do this. I poured it out. But, yeah,
That's good.
we
Bitch.
We did things like I wouldn't advise anybody to do, but I remember hiding moonshine when I was like 16 and 17 in ditches and close to friends' houses where nobody would know where it was at. I'd hide it right out in the open. And one night we backed out of my friend's driveway. I had a 68 Plymouth. I was easing back, and I got it was like a mason jar or whatever. I got it, and his daddy came out and he said, "Y'all okay?" I'm like, "Oh man!" I said, "Yeah, I was checking my tires a little low. We about got caught." But the thing was, we never drank anything and drove ever. We would go to the creeks. We would start a fire. We would fish. We would frog gig. We didn't really camp. We'd carry blankets and stuff and make a pallet, what my mom used to call it, and just kind of go to sleep, and then you wake up with dew all over you and freezing to death. But
I can't say I was that smart, Roger. I was probably dumb enough to drive a few times.
I didn't say I never.
Well, I've got some stories about that I probably shouldn't tell on air.
Well, but if it's cold, right? I mean, there was a couple of times that I did, and it scared me so bad that I swore for me I wasn't going to do it. Because y'all have heard people talking about the lines crossing like that, and two becomes four or whatever. I thought that was BS, and it happened to me one night, and the reason I drove, I thought I was fine because we had a deputy sheriff that was so bad they had to carry him home, and so they carry. And I think I'm okay. I've only got 5 miles to go. It's a back road. I wasn't okay, and we were drinking Bahama Mamas, and the first batch we made by recipe. The second batch we made was by taste, and you can't taste the alcohol. So I don't know how much. So that's my story, and I didn't do it anymore. So because it's very dangerous. But
yeah, we did Harry Buffalo that way. Yeah, you throw all the liquor. You tell people to bring a liquor, then you throw fruit in there, and then you drink it, and you don't know how much liquor's in there. But I know there's been a few times. Well, there was a few times, not now, but there was a few times that I'd just eat the fruit and then be blackout. I'd black out later.
Well, it soaked up all the alcohol.
Yeah.
That my dad used to make. He would take regular moonshine that he would get locally, and he would add just cherries too. We had a neighbor that grew cherries. He would add peaches too. Just the normal stuff, and the liquid in it tastes like wine almost. But you get you eat a cherry or eat a piece of the peach, knock top of your head off.
Oh, that's what happened.
Now listen, Pancho. He says I can ruin all your drinking by bringing scotch. Bring it on. I love some scotch. The real peaty stuff, the smoky, I can handle it, but I don't. What? What'd you say?
She's talking about the cat in the background.
What did Farrakha say? I thought I heard it.
We have a cat in the background.
Hey, that's a real one too.
Yeah, it's a real cat.
She's hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pancho. I'd have scotch any day over some of the stuff that's out there. Tequila especially, they can have that. But
ask Pancho if he's drinking scotch right now.
He said he sees the tail moving. Did y'all see the video from the premiere yesterday when they were at the restaurant after at the bar, and Adam Davies was out there shaking? They had the beat going. I may share that to y'all. Y'all know Adam Davies that did. He was several documentaries, but he was in the one about the Detloff Pass, their most recent one.
Oh, okay. No, I don't.
Adam is a really good guy. I met him about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago now. And you would think somebody it's just like a lot of people that we've met. You would think somebody that has written books and has been on TV, all the big channels. I was kind of nervous about talking to him, and man, he's one of the best dudes that he's funny. He's got a good sense of humor. He doesn't have his nose in there, if it's the way we used to put it, but if you, I'll try to send that to y'all. It's funny. Metho with orange juice. I thought that was meth with orange juice. Of course, that's River.
You don't know what River's doing over there.
Well, so we're all telling on each other now. Wendell says I can't find 190 proof golden grain anymore. They probably took it within a 100-mile radius of your house.
You've got a bottle.
You got the 190?
Yeah, she makes tinctures, and that's what she uses.
Okay. So you know how dumb internet things ruin stuff for everybody.
Yep.
I walked into a store. I like to find the old Dusties, we call them, like that's not made anymore or whatever. And they had some Bacardi 151, and they don't make it anymore. And I grabbed one small bottle just for old time's sake, and I still got it. I hadn't opened it. But did you see the kids that were pouring it and then they were lighting it and then trying to drink it? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my
That's
life.
pretty
I haven't
stupid.
heard of that.
And they were using that, so I hear that's why you can't, get it. 151.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I would like to have $1
Yeah.
for every gallon that was been drank in Panama City. 151.
I used to, help do some home brewing.
Oh yeah, I don't believe that.
It ain't as good as the stuff we used to make, but I have some, and I got some regular and some apple and lemon and all the other stuff, but
Well,
it ain't like the stuff we used to make. I can assure you.
But
You
when
know
we
that.
were young, the flavor really wasn't the deal. It was,
No.
it was the
You get
effect
older,
of
and now
what
you're
happened.
like.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like thinking about the stuff I drank when I was in my 20s, and I'm like, ugh.
what I
Now
used
that
to
I'm in
do,
my 50s, I'm glad I still have a liver.
what I used to, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I remember the only test people, they'd show up at a party with a gallon jug full of white juice, just clear, and basically you would smell it, and then you look to see if it had any rust or antifreeze in it, and if it didn't, a little bit won't
Well,
hurt you.
Oh my god!
back in my party days, the fighting ball was a.
You're
Fight
younger.
ball.
That stuff was
You're,
involved.
you're younger than I am. I took a sip of it one time.
I drank it for a couple of years. After a few years, you just kind of got to the point where you're like, no, it's kind of like Jägermeister. We had that. Oh, my first year of drinking Jägermeister completely. Let's just say I broke a Jaeger real quick.
So I kept telling Heather, I said, I really don't have to have it. I like the taste of everything, and I sip and whatever. And so I quit. Every now and then I quit drinking. So it's not for any reason. Every night, every morning. It's not for any reason. It's just I was trying to get a little healthier, and so I found back in the day they had what was it, Chad? We had near beer and
Oh yeah.
that stuff was like, ugh. I mean, you might as well not have anything.
Yeah, well,
Tastes
pretty
horrible.
much was nothing.
But now you can go find 0 alcohol beer that is just unbelievably good.
I've got a lot of friends that have quit drinking, and that's what they drink. That's their way to get around being out, drinking beer. They drink the non-alcoholic
Well,
stuff.
it's like everybody, a lot of people that used to drink all the time, now they just drink like Michelob Ultra. That's like all they drink.
kind of like water.
My cousin,
I come from a long line of dairy farmers. You should see the level of cheapness as far as beer go. Keystone Light. We go to these big cattle shows, and all these farmers would drink Keystone Light, and I said, well, you know why they drink it? Because you'd take you 30 of them to even feel anything off of it. I mean, it's nothing but water.
Yeah, but for some reason it had a horrible hangover as well.
Yeah,
I know.
y'all, my family, a lot of them are alike, but I've got one cousin that his sense of humor is like way out there. I told him he's got like 9 different personalities. I said, if the number 7 and number like 3 get together, you're going to prison. But and he said, you're the only one that recognizes that. I said, well, I spent enough time with you. I know. I mean, I can see it. So what you would do?
Number 3 and number 7 is very specific, Roger.
That's how much time I spent with him. So, but he. Okay,
how many personalities does he have?
He had about 9. It might have been hiding some from me, but I hated about 3 of them. I told him, I was like, dude, you got to go get some medicine. But
so here's the question: which ones did you like the most? Just 3 and
when
7, wasn't it?
when he was being himself from back when we were younger.
Yeah.
But he would jump around kind of like that movie. You never knew what you was going to get. But I could deal with him because I would tell him, I said, stop, cut it right now. I'm not putting up with that. But he was kind of like one of those guys. Like, we knew that if he started something, I knew he was BSing, and we're out in public, I would just either not say nothing and go along with it. But one time, these people were talking about dieting, right? And they had tried every type of diet. We heard them talking, and Troy said he made this stuff right up. I'm gonna quit cussing. So he made this stuff up right off his head. He said, "Roger, did I tell you about that new diet I'm on?" I said, "No." He said, "Yeah." He said, "It's Michelob Ultra Light and green grapes, not red grapes, green grapes." I'm like, "What the heck?" He said,
Wow.
But the kicker is, you can have all you want." And I'm like, "So what do you mean? You're just drinking beer and eating green grapes?" He said, "Yeah, but I can have all I want," because that's what people were saying.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Well, I don't think I'd want very much of that. And he laughed, and they were listening, and we walked out. And I said, "You make that up?" He said, "Yeah." So he was making fun of them without really, making fun of them. But River asked this. God, River, you asked this the other night, and I saw it, and I didn't get a chance to answer it. And I've been thinking about that, and I've had some things happen. What's my scariest time ever? I've had a few times where I thought I was a goner. The fire, is obviously way up there, but there's a couple times. If any of you that drive, if you've ever lost control of it and you weren't in control of it and you were just going wherever the momentum took you, that's a scary.
Absolutely.
I've done that a couple of times where God was looking out for me because I easily could have hit rocks, and I went airborne one time and turned a half a turn in the air. And
Roger, I've learned that God looks out for idiots.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, or we would. Yeah.
Because there's been some stuff that I've done that I'm not sure how.
I think
here, so
I've actually thought about this. Y'all, if y'all have any answers too,
it's like the time I almost drowned.
Yeah.
I was being a dumbass.
What'd you do? Jump off of a high bank or something, not knowing what was under?
No, there was a place over here down by the park in the creek called the Toilet Bowl. It was like a rapids, and when it would go down, it would just kind of turn to this big, like turbulent whirlwind, going in there. You know how those things will suck you in.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I was just dicking around, and I kind of tried to like skirt across the side of it, and my buddy's like, "Don't do that. You're gonna get sucked in." Well, this big gush of water came over and took me, and I mean, it just swept me off my feet. I had no clue what even happened.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm in there, and I can't remember to this day. I still can't remember if it was my hand or my foot, but one of them I got one stuck.
I'll be there in a second.
And I was just down there with all this water pouring on top of me, and I'm trying to pull myself loose. And my two buddies that were with me, they're up top just freaking out. Like, they can't see me. They don't know where I've gone.
I'm sitting here thinking about that commercial, that Scrub and Bubbles commercial.
Yeah, pretty much. I get sucked into this thing, and they're up there like freaking out. There was like some other guy with some grandfather with his kids was on the other side. They're all like looking, thinking, "Oh God, he's been sucked in." They're like all getting ready to dive in after me.
Well, you got some
And
good friends.
yeah,
Well, it's
even the
better than
old
now.
guy across the street, he was like pulling all of his stuff off. He was getting ready to jump in, and
Hey, you're lucky. Hey, you're lucky it happened when it happened, Jeff. Because
yeah,
if it was nowadays, everybody would just got their cell phone out and filmed it.
exactly. Well, I'm in there fighting and trying to pull. I still can't remember to this day if it was my leg or my foot. But all I know is I wasn't coming up, and I was trying to get trying to get myself freed. And
What?
next thing I know, I'm rolling up onto a rock 100 yards down from where I got sucked in.
So it spit you out then.
Yeah, it spit me out,
Uh,
and I rolled
I don't
all the
blame
way
her.
down through that thing.
So if y'all, I was at a swimming pool in Horton Park. It was a big park up there, close to Chapel Hill, and
Yeah,
I was in a kiddie pool. I was about 3 or 4 years old, and my aunt had taught me how to swim underwater, which it wasn't really swimming. It was just I'd go under and hold my breath, and I kind of liked it. And the deep end was where
yeah.
where the intake was, I guess, for the water filter. And and look at this.
Oh Lord.
Oh, Greg.
And well, anyway, long story short, that thing turned on and pulled me down to it, and I almost
Greg,
drowned.
did you go hunting in that hat?
Yeah, this is my sitting in the dry hat. I ain't done much of nothing today.
You ain't got that looks like one of them aerodynamic hats.
Yeah.
He's wearing that and he's wearing his camo. I'm kind of confused.
Well, my camo is a sweatshirt or a hoodie. Good morning. Just
Y'all,
hanging out.
we've just been BS, and I'm testing a new. It's not finished yet. New background, new lighting, kind of sort of set up, and
And we've been on an hour now.
have we? Yeah, 30 people in here.
Oh,
We're not
yeah.
even. There is nothing that it's slow in the Bigfoot world right now, unless you see some of the videos coming out. Me and Greg had talked about it, but
Who the hell wants to be out in this cold ass shit?
I know, right? I mean, okay, where would you go if you had to find a Bigfoot right now? I mean, it'd have to be a cave, right? Wouldn't it
I'd be going to Florida.
be looking in back of the trucks and see if they're hiding, migrating.
They probably held up somewhere. I don't know where.
Be like deer getting out of the wind and stuff like that. But people talk about, oh well, it's too cold, or they'll see horses on the or whatever, and you look at
Somebody's
yellow
dog in the yard and they're like, oh, they need to be inside. It's too cold out.
and some of those dogs, depending on what they are, I mean, they're probably out
They
there
love
because
it.
they want them inside. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it always cracks me up. People will get tore up around here. They want to call somebody because somebody's dogs. Oh, their dogs is outside. Oh my God, their dog's outside. Well, those dogs come pre-equipped with a fur coat. They're all right.
And
They're fine.
the thing is, there's a difference. There's a big difference, in like my dog. She's so used to being inside, and she's got short hair. If I left her outside for 2 hours, she probably like dive like just being spoiled, actually, not stressed out.
I mean, I'm not saying tie them with a chain and put them out in the rain and the cold and the snow, but they don't all have to have.
Right.
They got to be inside with a heater.
Yeah, and we never had a dog inside my whole life, but when it did get really really cold, we made stuff for them.
Yeah.
We would you put straw and or hay and blankets and make a windbreak for them and all that. You take care of them, but at one point we had too many of them. But my poor old dog Chew, it was I don't know whose dog it was. Actually, it was Rachel's at first, and then Daddy took it over. But
It's
he was
it's a community dog.
Yeah.
That happens around here too.
a chow, and he was the king of the hill, and he did not want to come in the house for any reason ever. And there's been times when it's cold. Come on, you need to come in here. You know, it's snow on him, 7 or 8 inches. He'd just hide under the snow and be okay. And I'd beg him, come on in. He would not. The rest of them, they'd knock you out.
Yeah, that's like some of our dogs. They decide which family member's house they were staying at during the week.
Yeah. And the thing with him, one time he got in trouble because he wouldn't come in, and it had that freezing rain, and so he got wet, and his hair froze in tufts, and you could see his skin. He was exposed. I thought he was going to. I grabbed him, and he wouldn't bite you, but boy, he'd make you think he was going to. And I finally drug him in the house. I thought he was going to die, and put him in there close to the vent, and gave him warmer liquids, not hot liquids. And after that happened, it wasn't too hard to get him in the house anymore. He realized what was in there. And from then on, I'd say, "Hey, Chew, you better get in here." And then I'd go to the pool. My dad had a pool table downstairs, and we kept cardboard boxes.
Oh.
So,
hey guys, we're gonna let you go. I'm on 1% battery, and I still need to eat dinner.
hey, thank you for coming on. Y'all, we didn't have really a whole lot to talk about, but
hey, it was cool. Hey,
Yes.
I'm glad everything's working great for you, Raj.
And happy
thank you.
birthday, Roger.
And
thank
happy
you.
birthday.
I appreciate it.
See you
Y'all
guys.
have a
I don't think Jeff's there anymore. Bye, Jeff.
Bye, y'all.
Jeff, he's scattered. He's probably in the bathroom.
He may have went sleep on the floor.
Fella, yeah, I didn't notice how he exited. He just exited. I just looked up and he was gone.
He
Man,
might have. He exited like Humpty Dumpty, fell out of the chair.
it's raining here? Is it raining down there?
Dude, it's pouring. I'm talking about absolutely pouring right now. Wind's blowing. My power flickered just a little bit a few minutes ago.
Yeah, it's if I can hear it out here with this brick house, it's usually coming down pretty good. So
Yeah.
Usually I go check. I go check and make sure the wind ain't blowing too heavy. But
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is, Roger, with all of our super electronics trying to do these podcasts. I bought what do you call it, like a tablet to use. It worked fine for a few shots. And then now, what the deal is, I can do anything with it, like if I'm watching YouTube or whatever, the sound's fine. But if I go on here and use that tablet, y'all can hear me. But it's like the volume is like just barely. I can barely hear it, and I can turn it up or down. It doesn't change. I don't know why. And then my computer, it's got to where it will not let me log on to StreamYard. I don't know why. So I'm having to use my phone. It's what I used today and the last couple of weeks.
Well, I don't know if you saw it or not. Well, I didn't do anything for a while, and I come back in with my computer, and I couldn't get nothing done. And I'd have to use my phone. I got on with Old Line and Jerry and them, and I had to go to my phone. I think I had to go to my phone with you guys one time.
Yeah.
But what I did, I don't know if it's memory. I don't know how much memory this computer has, because our phones have probably a ton more. Maybe it gets filled up. I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know. But after I thought I deleted this actually, and then it scared me because all those pictures and videos I've got, they were gone. The intro, and so I didn't look at it for a few days. Tonight, first time I looked at it, when I saw that everything was there, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's see if we can do a show then. So
Sorry, I was listening the whole time on my earpiece.
Okay.
I had to shut off because the kid's playing Ninja Warrior. I had to get him out of the shower, and he's running all over the place. But,
well, it's like
Greg's right. I've been having issues with some of my stuff. Like I tried getting on with you, and it was reverbing. But all of our shows, my computer's been fine. And the other night, I tried to get on with Moggs, when you came on with us on Thursday or whatever random night we decided to come on, and it it did the same damn thing, and I had to go to my phone. But when we do any of our shows, my damn computer's fine. So I don't know what it is.
That's why I wish I keep saying it, but I don't know. I wished I had somebody that was a tech person that could help
Well,
me.
I'm far from that. I
Me
wish
too.
I had Jerry living at my house so he could fix my shit when it goes.
Yep. Yep. And Pyro, check this out. 20 degrees and 30 mile per hour
Ooh.
blowing.
Yeah, that's a little-
You been
It was
seeing
in
some
the
of the video?
teens earlier today, and now it's back in the 20s, but it's supposed to be bad for the next 2 weeks here.
Have y'all seen some of the video of the solid sheets of ice? And
no.
people slowly wrecking up around Kansas City and over, I don't know,
It always entertains me where people get that kind of weather that aren't used to it. Because up here, shit, this is like normal operating procedure for.
I think
But
in this, I think this was more like a glazed over ice, like where it was wet. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was
was it like a black ice?
Well, I guess at night you might have called it black ice, but what it looked like, Jeffrey, was when they were showing the different shots and stuff, the road just looked like a little wet. That was it. And there was people that was driving real slow, and you could see they would turn and they just keep going. When that happens, you're at the mercy of the slope of the road. So
I've done that on. Let me tell you, where I am, because I'm right up on the PA border. We have some bad ice, and I've been on turns going, where it goes from here to, and you'll hit a patch of black ice. You learn how to counter steer like you're like Navy SEAL level training. It's that bad.
I had some black ice one time, and the only thing that saved me, it was one of those little bridges that are wooden, but you don't see the sides of them. It goes over a small creek or something, and you really don't even know they're there. I come around a curve one time in Old Plymouth, and it just swapped ends with me just like that. And then, but it was dry on the other side. I mean, it wasn't, but heck, it wasn't but 8 foot probably. And that saved me. And if it had been,
I was in a 1500 Dodge Ram, one old 2-wheel drive in '96, and I did the same thing.
Look, Pyro said you can't even stand up on it after you wreck. That's tough. There was a spot here where we had some people move down from Michigan, and they were talking about, oh well, it's only snowed this much or ice whatever. I'm like, look, there are spots in this county that are on sides of hills that the sun hasn't hit since they built the road in the 30s, probably.
Yeah.
And I heard, and I said, I can show you where our school bus turned around at, and that's what it was. If you have 700 to let's say 1,000 students, but 15% of them lived like that, they would just call it off because they didn't want anybody to, have to.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it.
I don't know how the road is where you guys are, but PA, like Maryland, we're pretty well marked, like in the area where I am. But as soon as you get into Pennsylvania, it is like uncharted wilderness. I'm gonna need to get me some of that because I've been working on mine, but this winter weather has not been great on it.
So, well, Jeff, down here, there's some of these roads here. I mean, it's up one hill and down the other, and you may follow.
Yeah, and then you're making like a turn. It's like that.
Yeah. You probably don't tell like part of the time. And
do you have road signs? That's the important part.
It's kind of hit or miss. Some teenager's house.
You should see Pennsylvania. Oh my God.
Y'all, I went out west, and you drive for hours. I'm dumb anyway. My sense of humor, Heather probably wanted to push me out of the truck, but I was driving up in some of those hills or mountains and whatever, and some of the states have nice guardrails, and Tennessee and Alabama and some places have nice guardrails. But then you go in a spot where they're like, we're not putting anything here. I told her after we were going through Utah, and I said, I get the feeling Utah don't care if you die or not, because there was not a guardrail, a shoulder, anything. You had a slip up, you were a dot down there in the bottom. So
There's some places within like 10 minutes of me that I could tell you in PA, you go into your buddy's house and, there's not even like, one of those curve signs
yeah.
to tell you that you're about to approach, So it's like they went around Pennsylvania and they literally made the road with the property line.
I went.
Well,
Go ahead,
I want to hear, Jeff. I've used some of the funeral homes are going around at night and tearing down road signs.
Drum up a little business.
Yeah.
The first time I ever went to Ozarks, and is that Josh right there? That's Arkansas fella right there. If it's who I think it is, I don't know if that's him or not. It looks like it. But
I might have
anyway,
to go get my beard oil.
when the first time I ever went to the Ozarks, there was a sign, and it was like a baseball sign. Oh, okay, I got the wrong Josh. Sorry. It's like it had the flip numbers, like you're keeping score, and it had, 27 people have died on this road so far in this year. And I'm like, oh my god! And we were driving a front wheel drive car, Greg, and what it was, how you have, you go around a curve, and it'll bank, right? It'll help you out, like NASCAR. It'll help you out a little bit. They had the slopes in the opposite direction.
Wow.
I don't understand. Yeah, and we were driving 20, 25 miles an hour, and it would push towards the outside of the curve. Crazy.
Wow. Man, that's the thing about Alabama. I mean, everybody here, I ain't gonna say everybody, just like 98% of the people. I mean, if they say there's a slight chance of snow, they freak out. And, pretty much every vehicle I own, they 5 out of 7 vehicles that I own are full. When it snows, it doesn't impact me. I go wherever I want to. I just have to go slow. But, I mean, there's people here, they absolutely lose their mind. Most of them can't even drive when it's raining. And when we get a little snow or something, they freak out. And which, Alabama, as far as I know, they probably don't even own a snowplow of any shape, form, or fashion. So, they don't work the roads. Now, they've got a little better in the last few years about they'll spray down some de-icer, road treatment before it hits. So that'll kind of help. I still don't understand. I mean, I've lived here. I'm 50 years old. And why they make, they can say there's a slight chance of possibly having one snowflake. Go to the daggone grocery store, and there won't be a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread to be had.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Undoubtedly, the damn snow police will kick your door in and see if you're able to eat milk sandwiches, and if not, they just shoot you in the head.
Check your supplies.
Let me tell you, everybody around here is like, bread, milk, and toilet paper right now. I'm like, I got 6 deer in the freezer. I got whatever else I got out in the barn freezer. And I've got a shelf full of whiskey, so.
Yeah.
And I've got generators and guns. I ain't really concerned about anything.
Yeah. I think I'll be okay.
But y'all know, though, the people.
Oh, and I did buy a new bag of potatoes, so I'm good.
But if you think about it, I grew up. I've said this before. I grew up around a bunch of squirrels when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And I meant parents, grandparents that had gone through the and always they might not have any money, but they always had food. They had stuff I put away. So not really being a prepper or anything like that, but just being prepared. you're prepared, and
Well,
I
when you
buy,
grew up with grandparents that lived during the Great Depression, oh
yeah, yeah.
shit.
I mean, it. So so there are people that do panic because they don't have 3 days worth of whatever. I had one of my neighbors. It snowed like 4 or 5 inches or something. It iced first, snowed 4 or 5 inches. But see that 4 or 5 inches. That's why Heather's got a 4-wheel drive now because I got caught without a 4-wheel drive, and neither one of our vehicles could get out of the driveway because it's a concrete driveway. And the way it's sloped, I have to go kind of uphill a little bit. And my house it's on a dead end street, but it's sloped down, and at the bottom there's a 90-degree turn and a creek. So I'm usually okay. I'll put some tires over in some grass or whatever, get some traction going down. But a lot of us couldn't get out of the driveway, and I'm like, I told Heather, I said, we ain't getting in this shape again. We had plenty to last. We couldn't get out for almost a whole week, but we had everything we needed. My neighbor didn't, and his wife is she's got some kind of disease where she can only eat certain types of meat or whatever. And this son of a gun was trying to dig his car out, and I said, "Dude, you just gonna get out there and you're gonna end up down in that 90, flipped upside down that creek. So, what do you need?" He said, "Well, I'm gonna go get this, and this." I said, "Stay right where you're at." And I went and got stuff out of my house and said, "Look, go get in your house, but remember this." When it gets to be winter time or whatever, get you a little extra this or that, but way things are expensive now though. Damn, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Wendell can survive a nuclear holocaust here. I have 3 loaves of bread, 6 cans of onion sausage, and potted meat. He's good to go.
It is good to go.
I've got
like a trip to the bathroom, man.
Hey, if he had one of those old big blocks of commodity cheese, he would be set.
Wendell, he I was looking at his pictures, and I wished I could have been there and hung out with the people we knew. And he was taking pictures of everybody like he does. I can't. What did I say? Something about the BF PD. He didn't.
Yeah.
He's a big, Josh, welcome to the channel. Tonight's we were not really talking about anything Bigfoot. Today's my birthday. I've changed up. Me and Heather's put in some work. I've changed up some of my studio to make it look a little better.
Yeah, he's really scraping the bottom of the barrel. He's got me on tonight.
No, Ace. What do you say? 54, Roger? Is that right?
54. Yep.
54.
And we were talking about this a few months ago, and I didn't even remember how old I was. I quit counting a while ago, so only reason I know I'm 54.
Greg, you got 4 more years, Greg. You got 4 more.
Hey, I'll be 50. I'll be 51 in April.
Look, River says,
I've got till I'll be 36 in July.
Young.
Wow.
I know. I feel like I'm one of the youngest ones in this bunch, except for your daughter.
That's great. Billy says, I don't even remember being 54. Uh-oh.
You know,
I love me some calf, Daddy.
you know who confuses me the most? Pat Noble. He's like, I'm 66. I'm like, there's no way in hell.
Yeah. Yep. And look, Richard, he said he's 79.
Wow.
Well, Greg texted me today. He said, "You feel any older?" I said, "Not till nap time."
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I don't. I'm good until when this winter weather comes in and we got to work all day at the farm. It's like by the time it starts getting dark, I'm like ready for bed.
Patrick just gave us a secret to looking young.
All of whole life.
I haven't thought about that stuff. I've still
Yeah.
So River mentioned Vegemite, And the only time I've ever
Oh,
heard of
Lord.
Vegemite was in that song. Is it
Yeah.
something down under? Talking about eating a Vegemite sandwich.
Yeah.
Now I can't get the little flutes out of my head. But that's a good
I,
song.
I don't have a clue. I'm assuming Vegemite is kind of like I don't know if it's like a peanut butter, like a jelly or preserve. I don't know what that stuff is.
I don't.
All right.
I don't think there's anything except veg. I think it's vegetably involved. I don't know.
All right. I just Googled it. So Vegemite is a thick, dark brown spread made from brewer's yeast, a byproduct of beer, vegetable extract, concentrated extracts of onion, malt, and celery, salt, a high level of sodium, and B vitamins, thiamine, niacin, riboflavin, and folate. Has a firm jelly consistency and a strong flavor that's salty. Hell, that sounds like what I thought I would think.
Like, is that like a vegan pot meat? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
A pot meat?
That's Yowie survival food.
Yeah. I don't. I yeah. See, I didn't know if it had like if it was sweet or spicy or just I didn't know.
I had no
What
idea.
it was like. By listening to that, we need to send Brother River one of these tubs of that Nutella.
Yeah,
He'll be
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
wild dying, son.
Yep, that's what I was thinking when they were talking about the color. Or I wonder if he's got potted meat over there. We need. Hey y'all, yep, we need to come up with. Yeah, I come from land down under men at work. That's right. That's it. What could we send River? The River don't have.
I need
Like from each state. Jeff, you can't send him any milk because it'd be bad by the time it got there. But
Could we
No,
send
no.
him bear meat?
bear meat.
I need to take some of this deer meat I've got and make some jerky and send him some deer jerky.
There you go. Potted kangaroo. Patrick, that's all.
Well, did anybody see that message the other day where he said he had to go remove one from the yard or something? I don't know what the hell he was doing.
He said he's got Nutella and potted guana. I don't know.
Oh, that's bat shit.
No, not guana. Guana.
Well, I don't know what the only other term for that's the only term I know is.
I don't know.
Lizard things.
Just as long as we're not eating them damn witchetty grubs.
Well, no. What did he say? They taste like peanut butter, or is that somebody else? Liver mush. Katie G. That don't.
Ugh.
Ooh,
Man, look.
no.
Do y'all two like chicken livers?
You know, I've never had liver, Greg. I've never
What?
ate it.
You're not missing anything.
Oh my god! So
Look,
I keep hearing Greg talk about these chicken livers.
It's kind of like eating an oil filter out of a.
no.
It filters all the poisons out of your body.
When
It's
I
like eating a catfish.
when I fry chicken livers, them things would run a damn car if it wouldn't stop up carburetor.
This right here. I'm a gizzard man too.
I tell you what, though, I will tear up some sardines.
Yeah. No, I love sardines too. I love sardines.
Phyllis says she quit eating potted meat when she learned how to read.
You know, my grandfather. Another thing he got me into is pickled herring. I haven't had that in a while, but
Jeff, I've never even tried pickle herring. Never.
really,
Billy's on team.
it's pretty
team
good.
Greg.
But I can tell you what I have tried to eat was them dadgum stinking ass anchovies. I can't cut them now. I don't know how anybody.
I haven't eaten them either. I can eat the pickled herring, and I can eat the hell out of some sardines, but
So
I've just never got the anchovies.
Billy, here's what you do. You got to take the gizzard and you got to paraboil them. You got to boil them down to they're not chewy. Then you take and you can cook them. You can put whatever spice you want in there, or whatever in the water or whatever, and then you take and let them to dry them off, and then batter them up and deep fry them. And if you got chewy gizzard, it wasn't the whole process. It wasn't done. So I've got a hope to those two where it's like you chew on it, and like 15 minutes later, I think it's bigger than it was when you started. But yeah, did Jeffrey? What did Jeffrey do? He turned sideways.
I ain't sure what happened to him. He's froze.
Poncho likes venison heart. Witchetty groves from the tree.
What is tripe? I don't know what tripe is.
Is that lips or stomach? I think it might be stomach. So he did okay. The witchetty grubs from the tree taste like peanut butter. The the ones in the ground taste like oil of Olay. Yes, sir. Oh man, I'm glad he's got a good sense of humor.
I'll tell you, no joke. I fixed the other night, Roger. I fixed, those little tubs that chicken livers are in at the grocery store.
Yeah,
I bought 3 of those, 3 tubs, and fried them things up. Man, I had a platter mounded over with livers. And me and Al and then Colt wound up eating a bunch of them, but we ate 3 tubs of livers. And I make them like Cajun style. They're battered and fried, but Cajun style.
Mm-hmm.
My God, they're good.
A light just come on my my camera. Jeffrey,
He may have to come back in.
He did. Hold on a second. I'm gonna remove him and then unremove him. Let's see.
And brought it back.
I maybe brought the wrong one. It's done did that double up thing. I'm gonna kick him out and then make him come back in. Kick from studio. No. Now we're gonna messed up here, Jeff.
Are
you outside? Oh my God!
I tried to answer a message and it screwed up everything.
I've done that too. I'm not reading that one out loud. Y'all can y'all see what that says?
Yeah, I don't know about none of that. I don't eat none of them tickles. Now, them tickles I ain't eating.
Hey, Greg, did you see the new addition behind me?
Yeah, I seen that. Where'd you get that at?
That was my girlfriend's present to me this year.
Cool. There's Selena.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I gotta get her on soon.
I'll tell you what. One of these days we'll get River over here and he's sitting in that chair right there. I'm gonna introduce him to some of this good old Southern United States cooking. I want to see his face when I cook sausage and scrambled eggs or fried eggs, and do actual homemade buttermilk biscuits and sawmill gravy.
Hey, River, I don't know if you were here when we were talking about this. You always ask about shadow people. My mom, if you heard this, you might, but we got some new people here too. My mom was talking to me and Heather today, and she asked me if I ever had this happen. She was talking about seeing shadow people, and she hadn't seen none of the shows. That's why she uses one of those covered, blocks out the light. She said, if she doesn't do that, something will peek around the doorway, and it's all black, and it'll go back real quick or whatever. So we talked about that for a little while. But Greg, check this out. She's been struck by lightning. Bad.
Your mom?
Yes, her and my dad. There was 4 of them got struck all together. My dad and the other guy went airborne, flipped them like rag dolls, and Mama and this big old guy. They were locked to the ground. The ground was wet. And he hit in a pond close to him.
Wow.
And, they got the brunt of it. He had a heart attack a couple weeks later. She had some stuff going on. She thought our house that we lived in up on top of the hill, I lived there, never had anything happen. After that happened, she started seeing stuff, and stuff started happening like the the sewing machine would come on by itself, nobody in the room with it, and then the stereo would turn off by itself or turn on by itself. And she started seeing, she thought it was haunted, so they sold the place. And now she said it didn't change. That's what I said, Mama. We talk about this. There's a lot of people that's been struck by lightning that have strange things happen later. It may have opened up something or whatever. So,
Wow.
I hate to get heavy on there right there, but I wanted to tell you because y'all been struck by lightning, and I've almost been struck by lightning a few times. So,
Yeah, I
but
don't
recommend it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it because that hurts really bad. My gosh, it hurt.
Yeah, I haven't had that unfortunate incident, but I've been hit by the electric fencer
Yeah.
more times than I'd like to count.
Well, Heather's mama.
But I've been in the barn when it's been hit, and I've watched all them cows jump.
All right. So I've never seen this name before. Welcome, Alaskan Raven Lady. We're not right. Here's basically we take the subject of Bigfoot and all this stuff seriously. We don't take ourselves too seriously. I'm from Southern Middle Tennessee. Greg's from Northern Alabama, and Jeffrey's from Canada.
I'm from Maryland.
But
might as well be from Canada.
Well, welcome in. We don't judge people in chat. You can jump in and talk to us. There's a lot of people here that are here all the time, familiar faces, and we've all had weird stuff happen to us, whether it was Bigfoot, ghosts, UFOs, stuff like that. And we're not trying to convince anybody that this stuff is real. I've had enough stuff happen to me that I can't judge anybody for telling their story because I sound crazy sometimes. So that's just a rundown of what we're doing. And today's my birthday.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of kicking it tonight and hanging out.
I'll tell you something, Roger. I've had all of that stuff happen, and I don't judge anybody.
No.
And anybody that does, I don't have time for them.
Well, all I want.
And I'm glad that I found this group because a lot of the other channels that I try to get into, they won't even give you the time of day at all.
Thank you, Selena. Y'all, why y'all here? Man,
that's why I ended up where I am.
I was not expecting all the birthday wishes today. I don't think everybody and Jeffrey. I agree. I'm late to this because Greg and Misty and Spencer sometimes forget that.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing the YouTube thing real long now. Back, when I figured out YouTube was a thing, I think I probably searched Bigfoot in Tennessee and some people popped up. I watched some videos and then I went right down that line of, and I missed a lot of I never had heard of Coonbo. I never had heard of the guy down in Mississippi that everybody loved that passed away. I've never heard of these people. Greg knows a lot of people that have had decades of experience in either dealing with them or researching multiple different.
Like I said today on Woodwalkers on our show, Roger. I mean, it's hard for me to believe. I mean, I'm 50 years old and I've been dealing with them half my life. I've been dealing with Bigfoot for 25 years. 25 years I've been in this. Yeah. And I got hooked into it. I didn't go looking for them. They found me.
Yeah. And so us three.
I found out when I was 17. So.
Well, Jeff, I don't think I've ever heard your story. I don't think I've caught the show when you told it. Just give us a little, kind of a short.
Well, I can do that.
Hey, y'all keep talking. I got to go get this hoodie off. I'm about to burn up. I'll be back.
All right.
So I've always been into it. when I was a kid, I used to read stories about Bigfoot, but it was always Pacific Northwest.
Right.
It was never like anything that we talk about now. But when I was a kid, we had a hold on.
He is your son there?
Yeah. If I ignore him, he'll forget. But when I was 17, we were all big into deer hunting. And my friend and I were going to go work on a deer stand that night. And he was working. I was at the farm. We ran late. So we got out after dark. And we just drove the tractor up there to cut this limb off of this stand because it had fell in a railing. And we'll just pull it off. So we went up there and we had a saw, a handsaw, and an ever ready flashlight. And it was the dimmest flashlight that you could have carried.
Yeah, I think I've had some of those.
Yeah.
Small little bulb.
Well, it was one of them plastic, big ones, but you couldn't have seen like 15 feet with it.
Right.
Which everyone had one of those damn things. We pulled in there and pulled the tractor around like on the edge of the field, left it running, got out and went over there to cut on the limb, and everything was going fine. And then this thing started screaming out. And me being the typical teenager, I thought it was somebody trespassing. So I went over there. I was like, get the F out of here. You're trespassing private property. And it went from 100 yards to about 40 yards, and now it's screaming. And hearing something that close making that kind of noise,
well,
that was something else.
Well, the thing is, so I'll tie this in with Alaska Raven Lady, what she has been saying.
Yeah.
So, all right, if you see one out like I did,
Yeah.
Your mind scrambled because you're like, oh my God, there's a Bigfoot. So what she's talking about, thank you. What she's talking about, driving down the road, and this is with any of y'all. You know what dogs look like. You know what people look like. You know what cows look like. You know what. If you see something out of the corner of your eye or see a half a step of something, and it doesn't look right, most of the time it doesn't feel right either, because your brain probably catches more of it than you think then you know what I mean? You see it. There's been times where you get glimpses of a lot of stuff, but you kind of, that could have been a dog or a coyote, or that could have been this or that.
Yeah.
But when you get a glimpse of something like she said she did, and you don't know what it is immediately, you think about however old you are, you've got a pretty good memory bank stored up of how things move, what things look like in the daylight, in the dark, with light shining off of them. And, what are the odds that a person is going to be in the dark on a road with nothing on that reflects or is white or light color or whatever? And another thing, Greg can tell you, I know for sure, when the size of them, even if you're not sure what you're seeing, it rules out a lot of other things. So you can go down and say, well, what wasn't it? And always go with your gut, because
Yeah.
we have from way back since the beginning of time, we have these senses. We just forget how to use them, or we're
Yeah.
distracted by podcasts or things on our phone, or we got a bill due in 2 days. We don't know how we're going to pay it. Always go with your gut, your first
Yeah.
your first gut instinct. Now you can go back later and walk through it and whatever, and you may come up with a
Yeah.
better answer. But I, most of the time in my life, when I've gone against my gut instinct, it's either got me hurt or cost me money. Greg, has that ever happened to
It's happened to me.
you?
Yeah.
Where you're going against your better
Oh,
judgment? Yeah.
yeah. You'll learn to trust it
Yep.
100%.
And so Jeff, I know right now, when me and Greg was talking about, hold on, he was explaining to me about this one that was at his man cave when he pulled in. He said it's hard to explain. He says almost like it was so dark it was absorbing whatever. I said, look, I've come around the curve before on a gravel road, and an all black cow be standing there in midnight, and when you first see it, it looks like a black hole, and whatever, and it plays tricks on your mind. But
Mhm.
but what he's talking about is even darker than a black cow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. There's one maybe that I keep struggling with. Uh, but I've seen pictures, and he'll like, hey, that's or video, and Greg will say it like, hey, that's as black as what I've seen, and y'all. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't consider myself an expert in anything, but I guess compared to some people that don't get out of the house ever, Greg might be considered an expert deer hunter. He's successful. You know what I mean? And you're an expert with cows, right? You can probably tell us stuff about cows that I had no clue, and I've been around that stuff some. But anyway, I'm running off at the mouth, but I don't. This is why I'm doing it. Some people, I've heard Greg say it before. They say, "Well, yeah, I saw something, but
Yeah.
it wasn't." No, wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
If you got a glimpse of something, if you're fortunate enough to get a glimpse of something, that's major. Anyway, I'm
Well,
stepping off
I
my.
will give Greg the credit for this till the day I die, because if it hadn't been for some of his stories, I would have never gone public.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeff, wouldn't dare talk to people hardly about it. I sure wouldn't have
Yeah.
been on the podcast talking about it. But and really, honestly, what kind of got me on it was, Chuck Slabs got me to do that stuff 10, 11 years ago. I done that, and then I went for years.
I think it was Big Dog that got me.
Yeah, Big Dog, which, I told Jack and Nate both. I said, look, guys, I don't do podcasts. Well, just come on there and do it for us. Well, I did, and then Mark Perry hit me up. I did it for them. And that's when I opened up. I got thinking about all the people out there that could have been going through kind of the same thing I was, and didn't have nobody to step up and say, look, I've seen this. And I thought, well, maybe me saying something and talking to people, it may help some of them folks. And that's the reason I decided to start opening up to people about it.
Yeah.
Was because I felt like maybe there was somebody out there that needed it. So,
And then around that same time, I saw you on Woodwalkers.
Yeah.
And that was when I reached out to Spencer.
It's funny.
And now a year later, I'm doing a podcast.
I was just telling Heather today. There's a girl where I was working, and they started allowing them to listen to their head earbuds or whatever. I didn't have anything, and she had the one that was cordless, and she said, "Look, you're working close to me. If you want to listen to what I'm listening to," and she was listening to mystery podcast. And so we would discuss who you think did it. You think he did it? You think the husband did it? We'd get into that and go eat lunch. She's cool. She's a cool person. So I didn't know about podcasts. I'd heard about them, And I'm like, I wonder if there's stuff about Bigfoot and stuff like that. She said, well, I'm sure there are. So I went home and got uh what was it? Was Spotify, the free Spotify, and I started looking and I found one. Well, I would listen to it on the car on the way from work, and I couldn't wait to get back in the car to listen to them on the way home. And that's when I heard our buddy from Mississippi, and some of the things he was saying was like, "Oh man, that explains this, that explains that." And he gave his email. I contacted him. Then now we're sitting here because of it. But the thing was, like Jeff said, and you said, man, it helped me so much to get that off my. I reached a point where, man, I got to get this out there. I don't care. I don't care if anybody believes me. I'm not. And it's like therapy. And I always say we need front porch therapy where we sit around and drink tea or coffee or beer and just talk stuff out. And that's what this started as. That's what it still is, actually. Me and Greg have conversations, y'all. We had one on the phone yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before, and it was like a release of we were discussing certain things, similar things that happened to us, and it just. And I told him when it was over, I talked his ear off, and I said, "Man, I'm glad I got somebody to talk to. I appreciate you listening."
Dude, I enjoy just talking.
And it's just, I'm gonna tell on him. I'm gonna tell on him. So River and Jeffrey and somebody kept him up all night one night. I don't know who. I'm not saying who. And I called him and woke him up. I even talked to him about this. And
I was probably already asleep, so it probably wasn't my fault.
Well, I was talking to him. I said, man, I'm gonna let you go because you sound like you're tired. No, man, I'm good. And I started telling him the story, and the next thing I know,
hey, I did the same thing to Mark Green, so it's all right.
I don't want to sleep on Roger. I think I passed out.
Oh, he was out, y'all.
But it was way earlier when I fell asleep on Mark Green.
Look who's back. Farrakhan's back.
Farrakhan's back.
Farrakhan's back.
She's back lurking in the shadows.
So the new people that are here, sometimes we do shows where we BS. But you can go back and watch past shows that we've done. And
I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah, because like I said, we can be BS, and then all of a sudden somebody comes up with something like, whoa, wait a minute, what did you just say? Because, I know somebody that happened to or whatever. Josh,
Chad, I'm running low on cigars, but I'll have more tomorrow.
So, Josh, I
might go fire one, though.
Let me tell you what I think. And I don't know, okay? First off, I'll say that all I know is what's happened to me. That's what Greg knows is what happened to him. And then we know by talking to each other that it happened, right? So now, when I first started doing this, I would have said, Josh, and I probably did, oh, I'm open-minded, so I'm going to say it's 95, 98% flesh and blood and leave the rest of it open for whatever. But we've had stuff happen that we can't explain. Greg had one come in, was about to cross a pathway that if we'd have crossed, if I'd have crossed it, he'd have seen me. And it was knocking down trees, knocking over and hitting bushes and making noises. And when it got to where it was about to cross, he didn't see it, but it continued on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you explain that?
I've had them do things. One thing, the way I've seen them move, I can't explain. They move like nothing ought to be able to move. I saw them, the first one I ever laid eyes on, I saw the thing, it stepped out and then it turned and faced me. And it's like it turned to go back in the woods like it was just like, oh shit, I'm caught. It swayed to go back in the hole that come out of these trees. And then it swayed and stopped. And it was like it had a thought, oh crap, I can make it. And this thing turns back toward the road. and I watch it leap from standing dead still. I watch it leap. This thing kicked off with 1 foot, and it looked like some of the television shows, the Bionic Man. This thing leapt, and it went horizontal from like here to here, 20 over 20 feet. I'll say probably 25 feet horizontal, and from where it jumped, it had to go up an embankment to the roadway, to the pavement. Well, we're talking about, say, a 25-foot horizontal, but a 5-foot vertical leap from dead still. That would be like taking a Toyota Camry car, because the top of it's probably close to 5 feet off the ground. Go to Walmart, find you a Toyota Camry, back up to the driver's door, and then walk 25 feet away from it, turn around, and see what you think the odds are that any human can jump from where you're standing and land on top of that car, but not just land on it, be running about 3 times the speed of a human when you hit the ground running. And that's what I saw. I mean, this thing leapt from down here in the ditch in one leap. It jumped up this embankment and landed in the road and was running, and ran across the road, jumped another ditch, and then ran on out through like where a power line was, and then it ran through a bunch of briars and just plowed through them like they weren't there. I mean, I can't explain how something as big as what I saw could move like it moved. And then Roger was talking about I was in a green field. I was in a ladder stand deer hunting, and I had one come in, and it was breaking saplings coming around the outskirts of the field, around the edge. And I was watching these short pine trees and it was just all kind of trees. Some of it was a little hardwood, some of it was pines. But this thing was about, say, 15 feet out of the field. And I'm up in this stand looking down on these trees that are, I'm like 15 feet off the ground. And these trees are probably 12 foot or so. Well, this thing is going around this field and it's breaking limbs. And I can hear its footsteps in the leaves. And I'm watching the tops of these saplings and these trees. They'll prise apart and then they'll go back together. This thing's pushing its way through them. And it sounds like something as big as a cow. It's walking and just breaking stuff. And I heard it for over 100 yards coming around the field. And over here in the corner of the field, which would have been to my left, there was a trail that went out. Now there was, woods is all the way around on these two sides, or actually all the way around the field. But that thing's coming kind of toward the corner of this field. Well, at the corner, the way I was looking down this one wood line, and then it turned to 90 and then went up this way. Well, that thing's coming down that wood line. Well, I'm watching down this about an 8 or 10 foot path that goes out. It's just kind of like a trail that I'd bush hogged. Well, I'm thinking if this thing keeps going straight, it's got to cross this opening. So I'm fixing to see it. If it crosses this opening, there's no way that it's going to cross it that I can't see it. And I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to get to that opening and it's going to turn it and go away from me, where it's not going to come out in the open. Well, I watch these trees moving and hear these limbs breaking. I'm hearing vines pulling, leaves falling, and that thing gets right there to that opening. And I thought it stopped. I thought, okay, it got to that opening, and all it's got to do is take one more step, and it's going to be out. I'm going to see it. And we're talking about less than 100 feet, probably less than 90 feet. This thing stepped, the road, because all this noise and all these, it sounded like a limb way bigger than my roof breaking. That sound and all the movements to the right of this trail. It gets quiet for just a few seconds. All of a sudden, all this noise, all this racket is on the other side of that road, and it continues on going the same. It never changed direction. Whatever was doing that crossed that road, and I never saw anything. Nothing. I didn't blink. My eyes were wide open. I'm staring less than 100 feet, wide open. It's across the field and then out of the field into this road. But that thing was big enough. It was moving saplings out of the way, walking. And when it crossed that opening and continued on, I didn't see anything. I didn't see a shadow. I didn't see a shimmer. I didn't see no predator-looking mirage. I didn't see anything. It was like nothing crossed that road But all this noise kept continuing on, and it was just bipedal footsteps, and it just kept going. Now, I cannot explain that to anybody.
So we got a question here from Abnormal Investigation. When they're doing that, I think they don't know you are there, or they don't care and are trying to scare you. I think he's asking, like, see some of your stuff where they definitely know you're there, and they've tried to bluff charge you and scare you off several times,
A bunch of times.
and you stood your ground, right? So
Yeah.
I think,
don't have to be running, Roger.
yeah, it's we talked about the feeling, that you get. I know when, years, just a few years ago, just a couple years ago, when we started doing the investigating, learning how to do this and that.
What that is?
That was weird. Hold on. I've never had that happen. Was that Jeffrey?
Had to be.
What button did you punch, Jeffrey? So, all right. So it's the encounters are made up. Everybody's like, "Oh, what'd you see?" And did you get good pictures? Did you get this? Did you get good audio? Whatever. But to people that encounter this stuff, it's more about the feeling. There's been times where I felt exposed, like I'm in trouble. Me and Greg has talked about that, where I had to turn my back on something that my dog had just come in. I mean, me and her had to walk out and turn our back on a couple things. It was, I don't know what they're up to, but it was a scary moment. And Greg, um, when you finally, after having all this stuff happen, finally saw that one, it was like a relief, you know. And to me, that feeling came when me and Peyton had about a 15-minute, 20-minute ordeal, and I'm not going to get into it, but it was pacing and throwing stuff and huffing and growling and throwing 30 and 40-pound boulders and picking up logs and hitting trees with it, and we had stuff going on around us, whatever. So, but when we got to the truck safely and we thought we were safe, I plugged it in, and we got a lot of that audio. We captured it, and right then I'm like, there it is, Peyton. We caught it. We've got it. It's right there. I don't care who believes it, but me and you know what just happened. And so that feeling was kind of like what Greg talks about, that relief. It was like, no matter who listens to it and believes it or don't believe it, me and him know what it was. We went through that,
Yeah.
and that feeling that we went through, there was it was scared, man. I'm
Jeff
not gonna
Arrington's,
lie.
Jeff Arrington's gonna have to sing a nursery rhyme to KDG. Did you read her comment?
I did not see it. Oh, laying here half asleep, listening to hold on. Listening to Jeff done scared my soul slap out of me. He jumped up through the gates, I swear. Yeah, somebody said they have arrived.
Lord.
See if
Yeah, I
something
thought
landed in the backyard.
Yeah, I thought the aliens was sending us a signal.
What are you thinking, Jeff?
But Roger, I mean, really, I'm not on here. There's none of this stuff I'm doing that I'm trying to convince anybody that Bigfoot's real, because I know it's real. I've done seen 4 of them, and I've had dozens and dozens and dozens of encounters, including, I mean, I've heard all kind of vocals, anything you name, I probably have heard it. I've been followed out of the woods. I've been paced out of the woods. I've been bluff charged a bunch of times. I've had rocks, sticks, pine cones, hickory nuts. I've had all kind of stuff thrown at me. Got hit with a hickory nut. One of them hit me in the back of the dang head with a hickory nut. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just trying to share with people what I've had happen and what I've seen and experienced. And I want to be here for people that have had similar encounters, that they've got a safe place, to somebody to talk to that kind of knows what they're doing. And the people that don't know, I welcome them to listen and just listen to what we've got to say, because I've lived this. I didn't choose this. I didn't go looking for them. They found me.
Yeah.
And
And there's been people, we know there's been people that have ridiculed us behind the back. Nobody's walked up to Greg Howes or me and said anything, because they're not going to, because they do that on the internet and that's what they do.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've said this a bunch of times. I do not care. And I don't owe anybody anything. What I'm doing is for, like you said, it helps me first, talk about this stuff, because poor Heather, she didn't know what she was getting into. She's seen enough stuff and had enough stuff happen in the last 3 or 4 years that she hasn't ever seen one, but she's been there when we found tracks. She had a rock thrown at her and Honey in the truck while I was out filming those tracks.
Yeah.
She rolled the windows up and locked the door, and then he blow the horn, give me any warning. I come back, I was locked out of the truck, but there was nobody there, y'all. And I was like, "What's wrong?" She saw the orb with us. She's been there when the screams have been 30 yards from us and terrifying, and not human, not any kind of animal. It's not a fox. It's not all this. Didn't get it on audio. That's my fault. But that's when I went from the phone to buying the good recorder that Spencer, recommended and shamed him into buying. But what y'all find with us, the new people that's coming in here? When I say I don't care, it's not that I don't care about you. I don't care about the people that's trying to laugh about it, because most of them, if they had been in situations like me and Greg, and I don't know about Jeff, but me and Greg, I don't know how too many of them would have to clean their pants or whatever. I'm trying to unmute your mic, Jeff. What happened? Can't unmute. Oh, you chose to mute yourself. Jeff, you muted yourself. But
I don't know what he done.
I don't know. But Greg, if you'll listen to Greg, and now I don't care if you don't believe him. I don't care if you don't believe him. But if you listen, I promise you, you're going to hear some things that are real. And so if you go do this, or you've heard something or whatever, that's all we're doing. And so nobody can hurt our feelings, because we don't care about that. Is that
I used to have
speaking
feelings.
for you, Greg?
Do
I
it.
I put words in your mouth. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have feelings, but I about got over that.
Well,
And here's the deal. Here's the deal with it, Roger. I've had people that wanted to ridicule me here local that I knew. People kind of made fun and stuff. But I hadn't had a single one of them people that wanted to do that load up with me in a truck and go off in the woods with me. They had none of them stepped up. And I don't I really, like I said, man, I'm not trying to prove it to anybody. And the icing on the cake for me, what really is awesome for me, is the people that I know through this, that I look at like family now, that's came here, other researchers that I invited. They came here, and I told them, I said, look, I don't call these things, I don't provoke them in any way. All I do is I just hang out here. I just try to live life, and I may go a while and nothing happened, and then they may come up and slap the side of my cabin right here and shake the whole house. I mean, they may push on the wall. You can hear the studs in the wall cracking when they're pushing on it. They may beat on my door. They get on the roof. And the cool thing is, Roger, no joke, how many people out of our group has been here that's witnessed stuff themselves? I mean, they've come here. Y'all found tracks. Sherry and Donna and Misty and them found tracks. We were sitting on the porch one night. We were having red eye shine. There was about 10 of us on my porch right here, 25 feet from where I'm sitting.
yep.
We were sitting there and got to hearing something bipedal walking in the woods. And we had a rock come out of the woods, fly right past the porch, hit the yard, and bounce across. Screams, roars, wood knocks. They just sit on my porch right here and hear it. I mean, it's
Well, the people that are here, I'm just gonna do this real quick. So we know people like Flat Rock. Flat Rock, this handprint is on his deck, and he said it was leaned down watching them in the living room. And as soon as I saw this handprint, this is exactly what I thought about here.
yeah,
Right? Okay. Now you see the human handprint in the middle. I'm not even talking about the size. I'm talking about the location of the thumbs.
yeah,
Now look at this print. All right.
yeah,
Talking about evidence, it's everywhere. Greg had something pulled on his door one night, and I went down. We're not professional, but we've both been exposed to a little bit of investigating. There's a picture. Look at that hair on his door, and look at that greasy. That's greasy hair marks. Is what you see right there, where the hair from the arm leaned up against the window. And I didn't do a very good job. I apologize, but if I did a better job, y'all could tell, and where it was at, it could have reached the door.
you know,
Um,
I thought about it, Roger. I should have took something like black and held on the inside of this door something black and let you took a picture of that.
well, look, we're not researchers, you know.
No,
And you think about it after the fact, you're like, you know what, that was pretty. And you see some of these shows like Finding Bigfoot, and they have a similar, but the print on your door was amazing. And then I still got the hair, and y'all, the hair that I've got, it's about 3 inches long, and at the base, where the follicle is, it's about what, an inch and a quarter of it's black, coal black, and then the rest of it is clear like fiber optic, and it's a hair. It's definitely hair. It's not cut on the end. Whatever. Don't know what it was. I don't know what a possum hair looks like, right? But then people start talking about these clear hairs. Jeffrey's having issues.
I don't know what he's got going on.
Oh no, the aliens are trying to get him.
But
Some of y'all at the end of this, if y'all still around, or you can come back and watch it later. My intro, Chris Reinhardt made it. Did a great job. It's a fun intro. My outro, I always play the audio. We called it Hollins, and Spencer went over it, and y'all can watch that. I've got pictures like right here. Like I said, we're not professionals, but when I saw these tracks from 80 yards away, I was in the truck. I had to get out and go look. So this is a screenshot from my video. What do you see right there? That's 18 freaking inches. Can you see it, Greg?
yeah,
It's a hill back here and whatever. Now, there was about 30 tracks, and there were different types. I don't know. I mean, I've got some pictures of other people. I don't have permission, I guess, to use them again, but I've got tree breaks, and I've got stuff that I like to look at. I've got a picture of Patty that they just released. I don't know if they just released it. I love this picture. That's a profile picture, a profile, and you see the brow line and the cone and the is that traps, those muscles that come down from the neck to the shoulder, and how far the head is forward. That ain't no human gonna be able to get in a suit like that. The hell, you got to pull their head off, you know. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of BS out there, and that's, if I was a professional and I had all this equipment, I might have some cast. But what's one more going to cast or 5 more casts going to do? You know, the ones that are going to say it's fake, going to say it's fake no matter what. No matter if I was like Al Bundy, and I'm like the Bigfoot's pushing his foot down in the the stuff, and they could see that, and oh yeah, that's AI. Well, whatever. I'm not ranting, y'all. I'm just saying that there's a lot of stuff out there, good and bad. I guess that's what I'm saying. So, Greg, you have to hit me over the head with something.
Oh, you do.
I've been taking that Misty wears off on us, y'all. She good stuff. She's like eating all the dandelions and roadkill and all that stuff, and we're like, no, don't be eating that stuff. And Now I've been drinking in the mornings the apple cider vinegar with ginger in it, and then taking some turmeric, little black pepper. She said, and my metabolism has been kicking in and out. And somebody that talks a lot, that's not good for everybody else.
I'll tell you what, Roger. You know what I think we need to do? We need to figure out a way with all the stuff that Misty can go through the yard and graze on, and then all the stuff that River can eat through the outback. We need to put them two on one of them survival shows.
I know. Look, Hiller says, I like how Greg changes positions in every podcast. And what she means is he's you don't know where he's gonna be at, where he's gonna be sitting at. And there's
That's what I'm
I know
talking
where
about.
he is.
Anywhere. I'm like Santa Claus. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere.
Oh, stop that Ray Stevens stuff. Got the side mirrors, the dual exhaust
Yes.
on his sleigh.
Got the mud flaps.
Abnormal investigation. See, he says, I enjoy this channel. I appreciate that. We're just being ourselves, and that's all we're ever going to be. I'm not going to go out here and stomp something in the mud and try to say, y'all, I just ain't going to do it. On the Woodwalkers page the other day, I was watching one of Todd Stanton, and some people get mad at me. They love him. Fine. They say he's a good guy. You can believe his stuff or whatever. But Heather was watching it with me. She watches stuff like that with me, and I know they're doing a documentary show. But as soon as this big footprint popped up, I paused it and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Went back and I said, here, I'm gonna show you how to spot a fake. Tell me what's wrong with this. And I posted on Woodwalkers, and it basically looked like somebody took in the snow, what was about 6-8 inches deep. And they took a narrow shovel that was squared off, and they cut down in it, and then they made a footprint. If an animal steps in snow, it's gonna have, when it drags its foot up in that deep, you're gonna have toe mark drags or whatever, or hoof drags or whatever. This thing was clearly fake, and I might have made some people mad, but I mean, it I hate to say it is what it is, but you look at it. If you've ever tracked deer or anything, rabbits, whatever, you know what to look for, and it's not that hard. But
Yeah. Here, and Roger, like you was talking about, us not being professional. If I've got to get on a show and change my appearance, the way I talk, the way I present myself, to me that's being fake. And I don't want people to see anything but honesty with me, because I'm asking these people to take me at my word on some unbelievable shit.
yeah,
And I want people, when they say me, they say if we're at the meet and greet, if we're on a camp out, I want them to see in person the same dude that they're seeing right here. That's what I want. I want them to say, well, look, I can tell you what, that dude's honest as day is long, because what the craziness that you see on there, that's the same dude you're seeing in person. I don't know, man.
my daddy always told me, all you got is that you own is your word, and once you lose that, there's no amount of money that trust, the people can buy it back. But I've got something here. Ken Shiver, I'm gonna butcher his name. He said, when I was 4, my dad took me to see the Minnesota Iceman, the real one. I have no doubts. I've had no doubts all my life after that. I'm gonna ask you, Ken. I watched a documentary on that the other day, and the guy that supposedly killed that thing, put it in ice or whatever, um, I think from what I understand, he might have got scared and he replaced it with something, and it looked a little different. Do you remember if you smelled anything when you went to see it? Did you get close enough? Because some of the scientists that studied early on said that they could smell the death coming through the ice. That's pretty.
Well, no, is that what he's talking about? Is that the one that the guy was supposedly killed it and froze it, or is that the one that they found?
Yeah, the men. I think. I don't know. I'm thinking the Minnesota Iceman was the one where the guy killed it, and then he was worried about getting in trouble because of where it came from. And the scientist that was they were studying it that said it was real could actually smell the decay coming through the something that's been dead for 4 years. It's going to seep through there.
Like abnormal investigations right there where he was talking about, I think what he's probably on the same page that I am. I think a lot of these, and look, this is just me. I'm not calling out any one person whatsoever, but I'm going to just say that the way I see some of these guys that do some of these shows and things like that, there's some of them that I think that probably have had a legitimate encounter, maybe one or possibly more than one. But I think once they get so big and they're trying to draw these big giant crowds and they're especially doing something for television,
I see him.
I think they go to running out of content. So the only way to get content is to fabricate content. And that's where I draw the line. I'm not fabricating anything. We'll
Look,
sit here and talk about what I cook for supper like we usually do. I'm not going to make up something to tell somebody.
check this out. We got a troll in here. Yes, I love it when you people start talking out of ass. Is good. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you're entertained. But you know what's about to happen, right? Because I saw that somebody I thought I handed out wrenches. I actually did. Hold on a second. Uh, I thought I did. I did think I uh, handed out wrenches, and they're not there. Maybe because I got whatever. But this little thing here says ban user and delete their comments.
Yeah,
That's all you can do, right?
that's it.
You're not. Huh?
She's. Oh, go ahead.
Anyway, Heather brought that to my attention. I was listening. But what do you think that's going to do? I mean, are you supposed to get upset at that or whatever? Because the that person right there, the way I look at it, I used to get a little bit like self conscious or whatever. But that person there's the uneducated one, right?
Yeah.
So we know what we know. That person is probably scared or whatever to even think about it might being real. And that's that I'm thankful for that comment. I'm really thankful for that comment because if you come in here thinking you're gonna hurt our feelings, this is a whole room full of big boys and girls, right? Ain't nobody gonna overreact. Ain't nobody gonna do whatever. Uh, when you've been through some of the crap that me and Howes has been through, stuff like that don't bother.
No.
So I appreciate whoever you were for giving me a chance to point that out and go find you someone else to do that. So
that don't intimidate me.
nah.
I've rolled around the mud, the blood, and the beer. I've been in more fights than them people's probably ever seen on TV. I've had knives pulled on me. I've had guns pulled on me. Yeah, that don't hurt my feelings if they want to talk like an idiot and be a keyboard warrior.
No, and then what they'll do is they'll well, that might be Scott because there's a lot of people in here that are Christians and believe in God and whatever. I don't care. I'm not saying you have to be in here. I'm just saying you're welcome. But if you're the church of the devil, then all we gotta do is say a little prayer, and that's just as good as the band hammer, right?
I've read the book. I know how it ends.
That's right. So and that's just a perfect example. We've been really lucky. We haven't had um, too much of that happen in the past year and a half or so. And to me, I mean, I think about like what are they trying to accomplish? What happened to them in their life that they feel like that they have the right to do that, and that's okay. Look, to new people asking questions, you can ask me the hardest question, and I'll either tell you what I know or tell you I don't know. Or maybe I can point you. So you know what Greg might know, or Spencer might know, or you know what I mean. I mean that's. But anyway,
I'll call Coonbo. I've talked to him twice today.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't even want. I don't even want to say it. It's like stuff like that it's a blessing really because you are how you are. You're how you react to things, right? And I guess there's too many people that maybe he was looking for us to get mad and get all bent out of shape or whatever. Man, that
Well,
ain't happening here.
let's put it like this. If the only way that you can lift yourself up is trying to tear others down, that makes you a very weak individual.
Oh yeah, yep, yes sir. And Hillary's got it. He's like, you got that chili made, Gary?
Oh, I did. I made about 2.5 gallons of homemade chilies now.
Oh God, leave it to KDG. Roger, since you're taking requests, I got a question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
I figure the chicken come first because I don't figure the Lord he knew something had to set on them eggs to make them hatch.
Well, if he made the egg first and he got around my family, there wouldn't be no chickens. We'd have one meal of eggs. So, well,
Yeah, I'll agree with him on them not liking the strong flashlights.
in the arcane paranormal world, true, and there are too many of those types out there. Well, here's what happens when you okay. Greg can tell you this, being what he does. Once you allow somebody to argue with you, you've lost the argument. You don't allow it, you can't lose it, and they can't win it. But once they draw you into an argument or whatever, you've lost. So you come from a position of confidence. He could have said some things to counterpoints, whatever. That's fine. But especially in the paranormal world, I've watched people tear some of y'all apart. And I've had things happen to me that I would be the biggest hypocrite on this planet if I laughed at anybody for anything. And I just can't do it. So anyway.
Well, Roger, look, I don't want to jump. I don't want to pick unarmed people. And in a war of wits, I'm pretty sure that person was unarmed.
Yeah, and what they'll do is, if it made them mad, they might make another profile or whatever. Y'all, I promise you, everybody had wrenches at one time. I don't know what happened, but here's what has to happen. I can't do it right now. I have to go back after this show. Won't probably be. I don't know if it's available or not right away. It hasn't been, but what I have to do is go in afterwards, and then I can, like tomorrow or next day, I can go in and click on your name and hand out wrenches. So I appreciate y'all bringing it to my attention. Me and Greg's just talking up a storm. Heather come in here and is like, Shalimar needs to be kicked out. I'm like, what did happen? Then I saw a couple of comments. That's what
I'm sure somebody chose the name Shalimar we wouldn't have anything in common with to start with.
Hey, I'm gonna put the comment up. Let's talk about this. What the heck? Yeah. All right. So anyway, yeah, it's me and Greg. That conversation we had was, going back to, I don't remember exactly where we were. The intensity of some of this stuff gets to be too much sometimes. But
here's the deal. Everybody watches Finding Bigfoot. I'm living a real life episode. I done found Bigfoot.
Well, what you talk about has influence on other people too. Because the other day when me and Peyton, we spooked that one, y'all, and it was a little bit scary and funny too. Because normally when we walk out of there, we're talking on purpose. We're scooting our feet. We're making noise because we don't want to, slip up on anything. Like I've said before. Well, we were so tired. We were walking quietly out of there at dusk. I didn't even have my flashlight on. Had enough light just enough to see that green field we were in, or it wasn't really a big field. But we spooked one, and it turned. It was really heavy, sounded like on 2 feet, and it was like, just rush of air and deep. And Peyton looks at me and says, "What was that?" I'm like, "You know what that was." And the one thing, I guess this is Greg's influence, because he had told us all what he had done a few times. Well, I said, "Hey, hey," he's kind of like that, and it didn't run off. It didn't move. It was in the dark over there, and we left and walked out of there. And of course, you're listening to make sure something ain't trailing you, whatever. But it never did. And by the weight of it, the sound it made, and all that, we ruled out just about everything else. But didn't see it. But Peyton was bringing the scope up, and I grabbed the top of the gun. I thought, whoa, whoa, whoa! You remember what we've been told about that? Oh yeah, I forgot. So, I don't know whether that works or whatever. It's just an acknowledgement. I hear Native Americans all the time talk about how they used to get along with some of them. So who knows? But y'all, I have sent. Greg knows this. I sent off to get a DNA makeup and see what kind of mud I am. So it should be ready around the end of the month, 1st of February. So when I find out, I'll let y'all know. I sit there and spit. I spit in this thing for like 15 minutes. I thought, is this a urine sample or is this filled to this line? I'm like, I can't spit that much in a day.
Dude, I'm pretty sure. I need to get Wanda checked because I'm pretty sure she is like 50% Cherokee and 50% Crow, because she's either on the warpath or sitting around squawking.
Is she watching right now?
I doubt it. She's probably asleep.
Katie and Phyllis will be telling on you.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, the chat slowed down. I hope I didn't. Hillary?
I can't see the chat. I can't see the chat here. I got it on TV. That's why I keep watching up there.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to read chat.
So Hillary says, if Roger finds out he's royalty, we're done. So let me tell you something. So my mom's maiden name is Barron, right?
Yeah.
And the story goes, and we're going to find out, but the story goes in the family that, then this makes sense, knowing some of her relatives, that there was a German baron that came to America. That's where we branched off from. But the problem was he was a shyster, a crook. He was, and they gave him the choice. We're going to give you a little bit of money and send you to the United States, or we're going to like behead you and you can never come back.
Wow.
So, but that fits right in with, I'm like, well, if I ever travel to like England or Germany, will they like kill me or something? Is it the one more worse, or is it the whole chain?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna find out. So, but yeah, that's funny. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ken Chivers said they attended our ceremonies at one time and watched from inside the woods line. We have protocols still today at ceremonies because of them. Wow. See, where else you going to hear amazing stuff like that?
Now, is Ken not? Is Ken in Alabama? Ain't he down here, South Alabama?
Ken, where you located? River, you're so hilarious. Baron von Squatch and Holler.
Yes.
I need a hat. And I need a damn it Wendell hat too. If he's still with us. I don't know.
I'm wanting to think that Ken may be the one that lives down here by the casino down here at golly, I'll think of it in a minute.
Oh, in Alabama? Down there south of Birmingham?
Down around, yeah. Just below flat. Okay. Yeah, he's Ken, are you the one? You're in the Indian tribe, the native tribe down there, right? What is it? band is one of the Choctaw bands. Is that right?
That's amazing. And y'all, the reason I'm doing this is because
Yeah, Porch Creek. Okay. Porch Creek. Yeah. Yeah, that man, you're about probably 4 hours south of me.
I've been through there a few times.
Yeah. I keep saying I go down there to the casino and I never have went.
So on my dad's side, y'all have heard this before. Lydia Gray Eyes, she's full blood Cherokee. Her and a guy got married. But my mom, I didn't know this till late in life. My mom said there's Cherokee on her side, but closer than my dad's side. So it's not. It's just I'd like to know because, I mean, some of this stuff that's happened to me, does it have something to do with that? Who knows? I don't know.
You say Wendell's.
What did Wendell say?
Says I'm Ken the Bigfoot or Dog Man. Wendell, by the pictures of your toenails, I think it's Dog Man.
Yeah. Oh, might need to change the Dogman police.
Yeah.
I might have to get that badge and fix it up. But I'm gonna get a damn it window hat. No, maybe a shirt. A shirt would be hilarious. Y'all, check this out. I've told this before. There's a lot of new people in here. When I first started this, I didn't know whether I liked window or not. I told Spencer, Greg, I said, man, I saw a picture the other day, and Wendell's got a Squatch and Holler mug. And Spencer's like, let me get this straight. You got a show on YouTube called Squatch and Holler, and Wendell has a Squatch and Holler mug, coffee mug, and you don't. I said, yes, exactly. I don't know. That was so funny. I think I forgot to tell him about that one.
Wendell went to that movie. I think it was I know Verby and her son Barry went. Wendell went. Randy Brooks went. I don't know who all else went.
There was a pile of people. Maybe we need to get some people on. I missed. I wish I could have got on and got down there. It's not far. What was it? An hour and 15 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Pyro people used to like ask me, or we would talk about bloodlines and stuff like that, and I would mention, about the Cherokee side or whatever. And I met this girl at work. She down in Alabama. She was younger, but her parents were from up north, and she was half Ojibwe. And she said one day we was at lunch. She said, "Hey, you got to have a name." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She said, we got to give you a name." I'm like, "Well, I'm not sure. I don't know whether." She said, "Yeah." She said, I'll think of something." I said, "Well, if I was wanting to have a name, an Native American name, I would think it probably should be Hops with Barley."
Hops with Barley.
Yeah. She said, "That's perfect." But anyway, I'll probably get put in jail for that one. But
I reckon
Miss Verby was there, right?
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, I saw pictures of her.
Roger, it would probably be pretty good if I done my ancestry stuff. I'd like to see how it all trickled down because I know mom and dad's side both. We had, Native American coming in on both sides. One of my great grandmothers, her name was Littleberry.
Little or middle?
Little. Little.
Katie G's going to powwow next month.
Really?
I learned more. Me and Peyton had a chance encounter in Cherokee, North Carolina. We snuck onto this trail, and y'all know the story. This lady had gray eyes, and I got talking to her, and we learned more in 30 minutes about maybe part of our heritage, and I've learned all my life. And I would love, if that is part of it, and I can confirm it, I would love to learn more. I mean, I don't care nothing about the the Baron von Squatch and Holler side because I'm scared I might not come back from that one. But anyway, y'all, we've been about almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think I'm gonna get in here and probably finish off the rest of my birthday. And Greg, I appreciate you coming on. I didn't even ask him, y'all. I just sent him a link. Like, here.
I was sitting here actively doing nothing.
So thank y'all. Thank you, everybody. If I don't get to, thank you personally on Facebook. I've been trying. Y'all, I hadn't played PlayStation in 2 or 3 decades. So all of that liking and thank you and everything, I actually didn't get cramps, but I got fatigued. I got thumb fatigue. Herbert Bigfoot, Bird's Foot. But y'all. Thank Miss Verby. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Window.
Yep. Maybe we'll see you soon. I hope Misty gets all healed up and better, and maybe me and her can do a late night here for long. She's been sick. She's like a walking pneumonia.
Yeah. Listen, if some of y'all friends with her on Facebook, which a lot of you are, get on to her, talk some sense into her, and she's building stuff and running around here. She needs to be resting. And y'all, do I look like I got makeup on? I might have hit that button by accident.
You ain't got some type of fruity filter on there, have you, Rod?
Yeah, I think it's the exact name of it, actually.
The fruity filter? I might have dropped in that creeper a while ago.
What was his name? Leviticus or something? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Maximus. What was that guy's name? Hey, we watched the second
Gladiator.
And it was all right. I mean, when some movies are so good, I don't care what you do, you ain't gonna get close. It was entertaining. I mean, it was okay. I would wait till it got cheaper or free. It ain't nothing. I'm just like, hey, you got to go see this. So
yeah, man,
Billy said he's coming down to go take her to the doctor tomorrow. No.
I wish somebody would. I told her the other day, I was dogging her pretty bad about. I told her, I said, look, I can be there in 5 hours. I will take you to the doctor. I'll go with you, hold your hand. If they give you a shot, I'll make sure they give you a sucker, and I will buy you ice cream on the way home.
Y'all, go get on to Misty. Sent her a bunch. You say you heard on the internet she was sick.
Yeah.
Some of you can say you heard you was down at the courthouse square paying a fine, and
yeah,
the man Whittling was talking about how Misty was sick.
Yeah, don't tell her, man. Roger told on her.
No, no, don't do that. She might make us eat some chicken or something, some kind of funky mushroom or something. All right, Greg. I'll probably chat with you in a little while, but everybody, thank y'all. I appreciate it. And now that I've got this going, you probably unluckily will be seeing more of my face. So, all right, y'all have a good night.
Big love, everybody. See y'all.
Bye. See ya.
Roger Williams audio capture. Well, actually, it's audio ripped from a video at Holland's Hunter Camp, April 27th, 2024. I've enhanced the volume over the areas that leave our booger call. It looks like an initial booger yell, second one, a reply vocal, further away. The third over here, coyotes start going off, which happens all the time, and then there is a booger call over here on the very end of it. To make the video shorter, I'm just going to play the middle section. Here's the very first booger call. (500 Hz) up to about 700.
No, oh my God, get up here, Nate.
You can tell Roger's excited. Reply call.
Is that wolves? Is that wolves?
Coyotes. And then the booger. Looks pretty clear to me. I mean, it's at the typical structure of a booger call. The frequency range is between 5 and 700. Over here, the coyotes get on up. Now, this isn't close enough to show the frequency bandwidths going up above it, but I'm sure somebody captured this on a regular record, and then we'll have a pretty good idea, a much clearer idea of what this looks like. But this is a really good capture to me.